Do you know that 63% of people feel intimidated if their partner asks them to sign a prenuptial agreement? They feel but a higher risk for divorce if your partner says, well, hey, I think we should get a prenup before we come together as a married couple. And so a lot of people shy away from prenuptials and they feel away when they're partner asked them to sign a prenuptial agreement. So today I'm going to be getting into the pros and cons of prenuptial agreements. And I'm also going to bring you a couple of videos, one by Patrick Beck David and the other one by James Sexton. He is a lawyer, I believe a divorce lawyer. And we're going to get in and listen to what they have to say about prenuptial agreements. But before I do, I want to share with you some pros and cons about prenuptial agreements. Prenuptial agreements. So we can see here that, well, first of all, is a prenuptial agreement right for you? It's used to be that most people associated prenuptial agreements with the very wealthy. However, as the benefits of prenuptial agreements become more well known, more and more people from all walks of life are using them. But does this mean that a prenup is a good idea? Before you make this decision to get a prenup, you should do your research and gain understanding of what a prenup can and cannot do, as well as the pros and cons. So here's what is a prenup. Okay, so a prenuptial agreement aims to help future spouses protect their property, clearly outline their finances before marriage, and plan for the future. When drafting a prenup, both parties must have their own legal representation to ensure that the prenuptial agreement is mutually beneficial and doesn't overwhelmingly advantage one spouse over another. So things that can be included in a prenup: assets each party brings to the marriage, any debt that had been accrued, property you wish to remain separate, family assets and property, business interests, property provisions for assets to be set aside for children from previous relationships. These are just a few things that may be included in a prenup. And it goes on. So what cannot be included in a prenup? Child custody and child support. So you can't include those other things. Okay. So those two things cannot be included in a prenuptial agreement. So here's one pro about having a prenuptial agreement. A prenup will protect your wealth. So this is one of the greatest benefits of establishing a prenuptial agreement, because it will help you and your future spouse protect your wealth. And it goes on here, and it talks about when it comes to managing wealth, a prenup allows a couple to designate what property should remain separate and what should be shared. It outlines the responsibilities of each partner regarding how the couple's property and finances will be handled. It identifies each spouse's right to manage and control any individual assets on separate property, and so on and so on. Now, a con is prenups don't always hold up in court. It is true that prenuptial agreements are not always ironclad, and just because you have one in place does not obligate the court to abide by it. Now, we've been seeing in the media a lot of, especially females, who marry wealthy men, celebrities or people of high stature, famous people. We always seem to have that, the woman goes into the marriage, she's okay with the prenuptial in the beginning, and then once they get to the point of divorce, she finds a way, or she tries to find a way to wiggle herself out of it.